Hi, I'm Alexis and I'm the Senior Food Specialist here at Tasty. Today I'm going to show you how to make my pulled pork stuffed milk buns. So to start these milk buns, you want to make a tangzong. So that's the starter, which you're going to end up chilling in the fridge for an hour. It's really easy to make, it comes together really easily, and that's going to help give the milk buns this really incredible, soft, luscious flavor. So once your starter's cool, you're going to start making the dough. The dough is really easy to make, but I think the crucial point about this is that it gets really sticky and that you need to knead it for like 20 minutes. I know it sounds like a long time and it's going to seem like it's not coming together, but if you keep kneading it, it'll gradually form a ball that you can work with. So when you're making bread, you always want to use a starter. In this case, we're making a tangzong, which is a really easy starter to make. It just has bread flour, whole milk, and water. Other starters might have yeast, but we're going to add that later in the process. Kneading the dough for a long time is going to help produce the gluten, which is going to make a really airy, fluffy bread. I played around with a few recipes when I was developing this, and when I first made it, I was like, do you really need to knead it for this long? And you really do. In order to get that fluffiness, you really need to take your time with the dough. After you've kneaded the dough, you're going to let it rise for an hour, hour and a half. That's a really basic step in bread baking. After the dough is risen, it's time to divide it into individual portions. So once you divide the dough up, you can flatten a piece out so that it's like yay big, and then add your filling of choice. I added pulled pork just because I love it, but you could add any filling you want. At that point, you're going to pinch each side up to slowly seal it. Then flip it over so that the seal is on the bottom and that the smooth side is on the top. So for Thanksgiving, I actually had milk buns rather than dinner rolls, and everyone lost their minds. They're like the best thing ever. Put the formed buns back in the baking pan. Of course, you want really beautiful, glossy buns, so brush them with an egg wash, and then you're gonna bake it. You could also add toppings like seeds. You could use like an everything bagel spice. You can really get creative here. I like to add sesame seeds. I think it just adds a little bit of extra flavor. It's really aesthetically pleasing. You could even add flaky sea salt, really whatever you want. You only need to bake it for 25-30 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. At this point, you're done. Just let them cool, pop them out, and go crazy. I love getting milk buns when I go out to eat, and this was actually the first time I'd have ever made the recipe. It was really, really fun to make. I think the joy of this is that you can stuff it like I did with pulled pork, or you can put in other ingredients, other types of meat, vegetables, or you can just have buns by themselves. I think milk buns are so good because they're so fluffy. It's truly like the fluffiest bread you can get. So you can make this recipe for a dinner party if you just wanted plain buns on the side. You could make it for a picnic. You could bring it to the beach. I mean, these are great for a barbecue. There's so many options.